Hey guys, and welcome to a little bit of a battle of the Chinese factory brands here. I wanted to do this video because I historically have been an absolute snob, and I'm open to admit it. And until very, very recently, I never even touched these watches, as in I would not allow myself to dabble in them because I felt, oh, they're factory brands, they're homage pieces, the quality's probably crap. A lot of misconceptions, a lot of truths there as well. But in terms of the quality, it's something I really wanted to kind of highlight in this video, because over the last month or two, I've probably got in 40 or 50 different models, variants, homage pieces from these two brands in particular, Pagani Design and San Martin, being probably the two best known ones. You got other ones like Steel Dive and Tactical Frog and Benyar and different ones like that, but these are probably the two biggest names. And I wanted to discuss these because they actually sit at different, not ends of the spectrum, so to speak, but different budget points. So I wanted to showcase to you this combo of watches here. Yes, both homage pieces. We've got the San Martin GMT over here, which is very much a Black Bay Tudor homage with the snowflake hands, the applied indices, the GMT bezel, so that's fine. And then over on the right, we've got a Pagani Design, which is a homage to an Omega Seamaster with that vintage style, which is a bit of a lesser known one for sure. But actually, this is one of my favorite Paganis I've had in across probably 30, 40 of them over the last couple of months. So I wanted to kind of show you what you get for your money, pros, cons, a couple of things I've experienced that you can hopefully take some information from and make your own decisions about, and just to give you a kind of overview of what I've seen with these watches. So first out of the box, you got the San Martin. Let me just polish it. Both of these being under the lights here are a little bit of kind of dust and fingerprint and smudge magnets, but this San Martin is absolutely gorgeous. It's a GMT. You get an automatic GMT movement. I think they use the NH34 Seiko movement in this, but don't quote me on that. It has, in my not scientific testing, but just in day-to-day use, it's been very, very accurate, which I was really surprised with, and pleasantly so. But there's a couple of more important things that I saw in this piece that I really love, and I want to bring out to you and highlight. So the bezel insert itself is lovely. You've got this kind of sun ray brushing on it that goes outwards, which is very well done. The mechanism it uses is a 24 click, very precise. Now to note, I think this retails about 300. I paid about 260 for it. I think it's very much worth it in terms of the build quality. So even that mechanism is not something you would get normally in a watch around $300. You'd be paying 600, 8,000 plus for that type of bezel mechanism. You've got the automatic movement. We don't need to say too much about that. All that I've noticed is very accurate. The hand kit and the applied indices are very, very well engineered. I don't know if you can kind of see the light glinting off them, but they're very precisely done. The thing that really is the showstopper for this piece, not only the box crystal that sits atop, again, sapphire crystal, which is very, very much, higher level, but it's the dial on this. Now this, I'm guessing a little bit, but this reminds me very much of the Juno Ocean Rover dial, which is an enamel dial. So what that means in day-to-day workings is, if you can see anything on the dial here, it's a flat matte dial, right? So you don't get any reflections, it absorbs all the light. This dial is the opposite. You can see the hand kit reflections on the dial. You can see the depth of the hand kit and the applied indices as the light glints off it. You can see shadows on the dial, but it actually is a beautiful effect. It really is something you definitely do not get normally on a watch at this level. I do remember what was the brand? Oh, I can't even remember. There was a brand there a few years ago, but they went out of business that had an enamel dial, and it was gorgeous. But they stopped producing. But just something just to behold. That dial is gorgeous. You got the San Martin logo in the middle, which is fine. The other things I want to mention about this particular piece, yes, it's a Tudor homage, okay? So you're going to get that slab-like, albeit very, very wearable case. You've got a really well-engineered crown stamp there. That is very precise and very, very nicely done. The brushing is great on the case sides, very finely brushed. And then you move into the bracelet. Now this bracelet is next level for this price. It's very, very smooth. It's silky smooth. You've got a beautiful taper. It's very nicely brushed. Leads down to this clasp. Again, milled clasp. You've got this beautiful logo right there. Push release with very, very high quality buttons, not just like generic push release buttons. You open it up, pretty high quality bracket there. You've got some micro adjustments in the bracelet itself, albeit those are push. I did have one of these San Martins that actually had a glide bracelet micro adjuster, which is incredible again for the price. But the bracelet itself is really lovely, very, very smooth indeed, works really well. The clasp is excellent. Case back, very, very plain, nothing at all on there, just super plain, classic, nothing to report. But the overall build quality is exceptional. If you're looking at that, you're thinking enamel dial. Again, I'm guessing, I don't think it's a ceramic dial, but enamel dial, applied indices, really good lume on this. I'll pop that up. Really nice bezel mechanism, sapphire crystal up top, beautiful bracelet underneath. It's also, by the way, screw links, which you don't normally get in a watch at this price point, which is another kudos to them. And that really leads me on to the Pagani, because this San Martin being around $250, $300 purchase price, the Pagani, you normally get these around 100 or less. And as such, I actually believe, even though I love this, I wear this all the time, I actually believe the Pagani offers the most bang for your buck in terms of quality, materials, and style out of any brand, probably that I've ever experienced. When we're balancing what you pay as to what you get, there's no brand that can beat this, and I'm going to show you why now. So, top to bottom, we have a sapphire crystal. We have, of course, this is the homage of the Omega Seamaster Vintage, right? That's understood. That's just kind of par for the course. We've got a ceramic bezel insert, very well engineered, lovely shine off it. We've got this inner ring, polished stainless steel. We've got the sapphire crystal there, automatic movement. I believe this is an NH35. Again, don't quote me, but I think it's an NH35 instead of a Chinese clone or anything like that. On the dial, it's a really cool effect. Now, I don't know necessarily if it's full sandwich dial, but hopefully you can see there's like shadows in the 12, 3, 6, and 9. So you get that depth below the actual dial surface itself. So that's a really nice touch for a start. The engineering on the case is excellent. It's still wrapped on one side here, so this is the unwrapped side, but it's very, very well done. Very fine brushing, stamped crown here with a little cover on it. I will say not quite as well engineered as the San Martin, but again, you're talking about 30% of the cost of even the San Martin, so you're getting a lot for your money even out of that. With the bracelet, you've got very, very nice bracelet, not cheap or tinny, and that's something I'll say for all of these, is that you would think that for like a sub $100 watch or sub $200 watch, you may get a tinny bracelet or a lightweight head to the watch or something, you know, they've scrimped somewhere. There's a real weight to these watches, which you don't normally expect on something at this price point. You certainly would not get a bracelet this good or a head this heavy on, say, a sub $100 Seiko, Casio, Citizen, anything like that, Timex. But they've really put a lot into the weight and feel and luxury of this watch. The bracelet itself is pretty nice, not quite as nice as the San Martin. You get polished outer links, brushed center links, no real taper there, maybe a slight one from where it starts at the lugs going down. Again, you've got a push release clasp on this. A couple of micro adjustments in there, just push micro adjustments, so you gotta get your tool for that. The clasp release isn't quite as good as the San Martin, but it's absolutely passable. Really nice brushed clasp there. It's absolutely lovely. Some of the other ones you get on the like the Rolex homages are even nicer. You get that, you know, the little clasp kind of fold over, and it's got polished on the outside, brushed on the inside. It's really beautiful. But this is very, very good as well. Here's something you definitely don't get in a sub $100 watch: screw links on the bracelet. So that's a real bonus point to Pagani for that. You also have a really nice design on the case back. Not sure if you can see that, but it's very, very well put together. You got this diver's design. Everything on this, by the way, is wrapped. The case sides, the case back, the bracelet. You wouldn't necessarily expect that for a sub $100 watch either. But thinking through how this all stacks up, you get an automatic movement, ceramic bezel insert, sapphire crystal, stainless steel bracelet, push release, screw links, nice design on the case back, all for well on $100. So like there's no better value than this in my opinion, and that's coming from a skeptic, long time skeptic. For many years I wouldn't even touch these brands, and I have to apologize and say, listen, fair enough if you ethically don't like homage pieces, I get it, but if you just like fun pieces built to a very high quality, you're not going to go far wrong with either the Pagani at, you know, under $100, or the San Martin around 2.5 to 3 times the price. So guys, hopefully that was of help, just sort of outlining my experience with these watches. But I've never had any of these in where the bezel didn't line up, where the movement didn't work, where they didn't use top materials like ceramic inserts, sapphire crystals, and so on. So it's been a real pleasant journey for me. I'm kind of down the rabbit hole. I'm really just enjoying having a bit of fun with these cheap pieces, and you know, that's what it's about, is enjoying your journey, right? These are just super pieces, so I highly recommend, you know, try them out, you know, have a bit of fun with it. If you have any questions or thoughts, let me know, and hopefully that was of help, just outlining these two kind of Chinese factory brands, bit of a battle of the brands. I'll say slightly higher quality than the San Martin, but you're going to pay 2.5, 3 times the price. Amazing value proposition on the Pagani, out of this world actually. So that's my kind of synopsis of it. Take it for what it's worth. Hope you're well. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.